What's up, guys? It's Meow. I am back with another video, and I am back with another NASCAR Diecast review. I've mentioned this one a couple of times in the recent reviews. Go check all of those reviews out. As of this recording, there's one review I haven't posted yet. That's going to go up as soon as I'm done making this video, and then this video will probably go up later tonight. But yeah, so that aside, if you haven't already, make sure to go check out my interview with Smoke Carbon 13 over on his channel. Huge shout out to him for bringing me on. I appreciate it, man. I had so much fun. It was a fun interview. Again, go check it out. Link in the description. Go subscribe to his channel. I'd really appreciate it. Also, subscribe over here. Make sure to like and comment and turn on post notifications as well. I'd appreciate that as well. And of course, with Circuit Diecast doing the Black Friday stuff again this year, make sure to use code ANJJ for $5 off on orders of $30 or more at Circuit Diecast. Your wallet will, in some ways, thank you. I know it's not the same as getting free shipping on orders of $20 or more like it was last time, but things changed. Rising costs of everything, so it is what it is. But anyway, with all of that being said, what I have for you today, as I mentioned before, is what might be this guy's last career win in NASCAR. And it sucks how his career, as far as his full-time racing career, has ended. But knowing what we know now, it's good that he at least got a win in what might be what is probably going to end up being his last full-time season. And that, of course, would be Kurt Busch, number 45, Jordan Brand, Kansas race win for 23XI. Let's go ahead, get this diecast out of the box, and get on with the review. And there's the diecast out of the box. Now, if memory serves me correctly, I believe there was some concern over whether or not this diecast was even going to get offered. Because I know after you won the race, there's a lot of people on Twitter asking you, "Hey, is this diecast going to get offered?" And it took a while. Because I remember, I think it was either Lionel or Circle B, or maybe even both, or their Twitter admins were having to answer questions regarding this. Because there was some uncertainty. I want to say that was because of sponsorship, maybe not necessarily with the Jordan. I have no idea, but it got offered, it got made, and I have it here today. And it would have been a real shame if this diecast didn't get made, knowing what we know now, with the concussion at Pocono, and and then him announcing that he's basically done full-time racing in NASCAR right now, and all this other stuff. But it is nice that he did end up getting a win this year, and what may end up being his last full-time Cup Series, season. And it's crazy because, all things considered, we had a whopping 19 winners this year. Like Kurt, with all the safety stuff, and especially with Kurt, considering this is a video about a Kurt diecast, even with all the safety stuff, it's still so crazy to me that we had so many different winners this year. I mean, legitimately, I probably can name them all off the top of my head. I mean, if you go team by team, Hendrick, all 4 of their guys won. Bowman, Byron, Larson, and Elliott. Penske, 2/3 of their guys won. Logano and Cindric. Gibbs, 3/4 of their guys won. That being Hamlin, Bell, and Kyle Busch. So that's 9 drivers right there. For 23XI, both Kurt Busch and Bubba Wallace won. Both of RCR's guys, Reddick and Austin Dillon, won. Both of Trackhouse's guys and Chastain and Suarez won. Harvick and Briscoe from SHR, and then the other 2, which came in the playoffs. Bubba Wallace's win also came in the playoffs, but the other 2 being Eric Jones and Chris Buescher. And if you want to throw it in there, Brad Keselowski won one of the duels, and Ryan Blaney won the All-Star race. The All-Star shit show, I guess you could say. But, so in technicality, because Chris Buescher won the other duel, in technicality, we had 21 winners, but by the rule book, 19, which is crazy to also think that Blaney and Martin Truex Jr. both didn't win a points paying race. Kyle Busch wouldn't have won a points paying race if not for Briscoe getting just enough of Tyler Reddick in the final corners at Bristol Dirt to spin the both of them around, and then Reddick having to gather it together and getting beat out by Kyle Busch at the line, and things like that. And that's one of the biggest things I hope for as NASCAR does work on the next gen car to figure out the safety stuff is hopefully we get to keep the parity that we've seen so far this year, that we saw this year, and hopefully that continues into the future. But yeah, like I said before, again, this is a diecast that, if memory served me correctly, again, there was uncertainty whether or not this was going to get made. And I'm glad it got made. And what's cool is the 45 went to victory lane twice this year, both times at Kansas. Kurt, obviously, in the regular season, and then Bubba Wallace in the playoffs, with the 23XI switching Bubba from the 23 to the 45 for the owners championship, and whatnot. So again, as far as Kurt Busch goes, I said a bunch in the previous Kurt Busch diecast review, so go check that out, of course. But as far as this goes, again, I just hope for the best for Kurt, obviously, because just look at a guy like Dale Jr. Concussions suck. And what sucks even worse is that, this is not how Kurt's career should end as a full-time driver. Like, going out on a concussion, and then missing the rest of the season as a result, that's a shitty way to go out. But he's had a hell of a career, like I said last time. Him and Kyle, you can make ESPN 30 for 30s out of, honestly. But that being said, love the diecast. If you don't have it, you should go get it yourself. Again, make sure you use code ANJJ for $5 off on orders of $30 or more at Circuit B Diecast. Go get your hands on this diecast. And with all that being said, thank y'all for watching. Hope y'all enjoyed. I'll catch y'all next time. Peace.